calling the Bristol Fusion Net. This is N4NT. My name is Adam, and I'll be the net control station for this session. The Bristol Fusion Net meets each Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or at the conclusion of our FM net, should it run past 9:30. We meet on the 146.67 repeater locally and wires X room 61243, Bristol-ARC. This net is affiliated with the Bristol Amateur Radio Club of Bristol, Tennessee, and Virginia. And all amateurs are welcome to check into the net. Do we have any announcements for the net? Okay, hearing none, I will just make a general announcement that I'd like to welcome everyone that is connected with us tonight, all nodes, repeaters, folks listening around the world. We certainly appreciate each one of you and ones that have become regulars with us. And tonight we want to welcome the Mirrors Group, which is our neighboring club. They have their 443 repeater connected, which for us here locally gives us a larger footprint into our own region. And also notice that the Gate City 444.700 repeater has a node connected, so that gives us a little bigger footprint in another direction. But we appreciate the local connections as well as those outside of our area. All right. At this time, we'll start taking check-ins. For those that are new with us, we do a check-in and comment format. If you do not wish to make comments, let us know that you're in and out, and we will acknowledge your check-in. And you can always, there will always be an opportunity at the end of the net if you change your mind and would like to make comments. So please check in with your call sign, name, and location. This is N4NT, opening for check-ins now.
N4NT, please check in KL1ZA, Jim, Bristol, Tennessee on the 6-7, and I will be sticking around.
Kilo, Foxtrot 4, Victor, Quebec Alpha. Jeff down here in Monroe, Georgia. Evening, Adam, and everybody else on the net, and I'll be here for the remainder too.
K1KC, Chris, near it left. AB8RL, Tom in Scott Depot, West Virginia. Kilo Alpha 3, Mike Sierra Romeo. And here's Mike, and I'm in Lansing, North Carolina. I'm one of the Mirrors members. I'll be in and out. $84 WMX, Kilo Delta 4, Whiskey Mike X-ray, in and out. N4XRD, Ralston, Chilawi. W4DSP, Allen, Whitfield, Virginia.
For DWM, Nick here in Joe Howell.
KD4 CCO, Dallas, Bristol.
Okay, let me just run through what I've got here. I've got two in and out stations. I'll just go ahead and acknowledge them. Kilo Alpha 3, Mike Sierra Romeo, Mike in North Carolina, and KD4 WMX, Ken in Virginia. Appreciate you all checking in with us tonight. And then on our comment list, we've got KL1ZA in Tennessee, KF4VQA in Georgia, K1KC in Georgia, AB8RL in West Virginia, N4XRD in Virginia, W4VSP, W4BWN, and KD4CCO, all in Virginia. Now, are there any other stations that would like to check in? All right, let's go back up for some comments. We'll run the list here and give me a break on typing and take a drink of my water here. So we'll start with Jim, KL1ZA in Bristol, Tennessee. Good evening, Jim.
This is KL1ZA, Jim, Bristol, Tennessee, and I'd like to say hello to everyone checking in tonight, especially people in West Virginia, my ancestral home state. This is KL1ZA. Not much to say tonight, just doing our Thanksgiving tomorrow. As Adam knows, I work at a local law enforcement agency in communications, and my services will be needed on Thursday, so we're doing it tomorrow. So with that, 7-3 to all, and all good night. KL1ZA.
Okay, Jim, thanks for checking in. And yeah, I know what you mean. I'm working next couple of days, so our family had considered alternate days for Thanksgiving, and we have decided to try to take a stab at it in the evening. And the night shift where I work is really good about starting to field calls a few minutes early, so we typically get off work on time. If I have lingering reports with this electronic system, I can always do those from the house. So fingers crossed that that'll all work out. All right, up next we have Jeff in Monroe, Georgia, KF4BQA. Good evening.
Hey, good evening again, Adam. Everybody on the net from down here in Atlanta area, Monroe, Georgia. And yeah, you guys just maybe have a flashback. I'm retired law enforcement, but during the holidays, if I had to work, Thanksgiving, whatever, ironically, my wife's grandparents' house was right in my territory. So if they had the gatherings there, I could swing by there and visit and eat a fast plate. Sometimes if I had a rookie with me, I'd bring him along. And so anyways, I'd like to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and those that have to work, hope you have a safe day too. And other than that, electronically speaking, I made a couple more Anderson power pole jumper connectors wires today for some radios on another power supply. So I'm having fun building those after I mess up a couple of them in between. But anyways, hope everybody has a safe and happy Thanksgiving. So with that, Adam, I'll turn it back to you from KF4VQA.
Okay, Jeff, thanks for checking in. And yeah, I didn't realize you were retired law enforcement there. We'll have to chat sometime about the ins and outs there. But good to have you on the net, and thanks for being a regular with us. All right, up next we have K1KC. Good evening, Chris.
Yeah, hello, Adam, and the Bristol Amateur Radio Club. There goes the phone just when I told her not to call me. Wouldn't you know it? Well, I moved just about every radio around here that is here. I moved one from the office to the car, and that one to another car, and that one to somewhere else, back to the office, I think. I took the node in the kitchen and moved that down. No, moved that up to the shack, took the one in the shack, moved it down to the 440 repeater. So I got both the 440 and the 2-meter repeater on digital now in the room. And I guess everybody noticed by now there's big sale prices on most of these radios now, so some pretty good deals going down. K1KC.
Okay, Chris, thanks for checking in. Yeah, I'm hoping they come down on the price of that $72.50 again, and I can get a steal on one of those. I'm one mobile radio away from having one pretty much everywhere I need it to be. and of course, if they come down on the 400 or the 100 enough, that that may be what I put in the mobile. But with the local node on this repeater, it's I get good functionality out of those 7250s and save a buck doing it that way, and they fit nicely where I need them to go. Yeah, I did notice your node name was different this week than what it normally is. All right, up next we have AB8RL Tom in West Virginia. Good evening, Tom.
And for NT and the net, AB8 Oil, good evening, Adam, and everybody on the net. Yeah, I saw there's some good specials out there right now. The FT3 can be had for about $339. I thought I saw the FT100 for about $250. So browse online. There's some great prices this week. FT70 around $125. Let me break it here for a second. I did want to make mention here, the West Virginia Digital Fusion Net is being held now on Thursdays at 9 p.m. The West Virginia, our club's digital net. We had our first net last Thursday. We had fairly good success. We had 14 check-ins. Not much from the outside world, but we had a lot of locals. That's in room 46488. 46488. West Virginia link, WP link. We will have a net Thanksgiving night at 9 p.m. for anybody that's home and wishes to join. So with that, we'll say 73. It's a great net. Glad to join you after our nets here on Tuesday evenings. And for NT in the net from AB8RL, Scott Depot, West Virginia.
Okay, Tom, thanks for checking in. And yeah, I had intended on connecting our Bristol repeater to that net last Thursday, and I even told someone that I would. But then I live by my Google Calendar from day to day, and I looked at it, and I had a basketball game that night, and left my HT at the house, so I couldn't switch it over for that. But I'll do my best to connect up with you this Thursday. I know we're doing our Thanksgiving in the evening, but by that time I should be able to sneak to a radio and get it connected and make a quick check-in and join you guys as well. I try to find something in most evenings to connect to, and Wires X activity, and there's usually plenty out there, so we'll try to connect up with you guys as well. All right, up next we have N4XRD. Good evening, Ralph.
W4NT and the net, N4XRD, Ralph and Chilhowie. Well, it's good to be on Wires X again. I'm sure I could hit the repeater, but I thought since I got all this equipment, I ought to go ahead and use it. I'd like to thank Dallas, KD4CCO, for sending me an email and letting me know about the digital net and hook up with the repeaters tonight. I thought I was going to be in Myrtle Beach, but I left there early. But it turned out I didn't have a very good Wi-Fi connection in the campground I was at, so couldn't even listen to SDR radio down there. But anyway, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and I am truly thankful to see another one. Best wishes from N4XRD.
Okay, Ralph, thanks for checking in and appreciate the comments. And yeah, that's one of the things I like about I've got the mobile hotspot on my phone, and AT&T has a program called FirstNet for first responders. So even when I go to a crowded place like that, it seems like I always have the access I need. So hopefully next beach trip I make, I'll be able to get into Wires X and talk back to our local repeaters. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Because when it seems like anytime you go to the beach, there's always that one rainy day that kind of messes things up, and you hang out at the hotel. So looking forward to filling that with a little radio time when I get down there. All right, up next we have Alan Whittle, W4VSP. Good evening, Al.
And NT, W4VSP. Good evening, Adam, and everybody else from the net. It's good to hear everybody on. and I've got 442525 fusion repeater on Sand Mountain and the 146895 fusion repeater at Pinch Gap linked in. So hopefully somebody will check in on one of those two besides me. Thanks for doing the net, W4VSP.
Okay, Al, yeah, thanks for checking in, and we greatly appreciate you connecting those repeaters in with us too. That's like I said there earlier about the others, that expands the footprint. Of course, we like to get check-ins from all over the United States and the world, but really enjoying expanding that footprint into our region as well. All right, up next we have Nick, W4DWN. Good evening, Nick.
Good evening, Adam. Everybody on the net. This is W4DWN. Everybody sounding good this evening. It certainly is good to hear everybody. But I won't hold it long. I want to wish everybody that's listening and checking into the net, you and your family, a happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate you, Adam. It's W4DWN, back to net control.
Okay, Nick, thanks for checking in, and yeah, we definitely appreciate all that you do and have done, and helped us along the way to learn this wires X and fusion stuff, and make for a successful net there. Thanks for checking in. All right, and up next we have KD4 CCO Dallas in Bristol, Virginia. Good evening, Dallas.
Good evening, everybody on the net. This thing sounds halfway decent. What do you know? We just did it right the first time this time. We appreciate all the attendance on the Curtis Net tonight, and hope that there'll be some more after me. We've got a good count going so far, and if everybody's sounding really good on my end, I hope that you're sounding good on your end as well. So I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and we hope to keep this up from now on. If everybody appreciates it, we'll see if we can continue this. So anyway, back to net control. This is KD4 CCO.
Okay, Dallas, thanks for checking in, and thanks for setting that link up too. That is greatly appreciated, and yeah, it looks like it has made an impact and made a difference, and we picked up a few people already, and like I say, we may pick up a few more. Speaking of that, we are at the bottom of the check-in list, so are there any other stations that would like to check in? Please call now.
November 4 Kilo.
Oh, yeah. K4EZ, I'm on the 146895 at Fancy Gap. I'll be in and out. Just happy Thanksgiving. Gary in Piney Flats, Tennessee, coming in 267.
Okay. Yeah, I had a little bit of a jumble up there, but I think I got everybody. I got N4KZS. Gary, I got you on the first time. It did cut you off a little bit, but I saw your call sign pop up. And then K4EZ got you in and out. Appreciate you checking in with us tonight. And I didn't hear him, but I saw his call sign pop up. KM4X. Gary, I got you. I did see your call sign pop up, so we'll come back to you here momentarily. Are there any other stations that would like to check in? Please call now.
KN4JHW.
Okay, I think it happened again there, but I got Powell KN4JHW got you checked in Tennessee, and then Gary K4NRI. I saw your call sign pop up, but I think you may have doubled, so I didn't hear you, but I've got you on the list there. Any other stations?
KD4W reject.
Okay, KD4WMX got you recheck there. I'll tell you what, I was getting ready to run the list since you were already checked in. I'll go ahead and give you the floor and let you make some comments. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, thank you, Adam. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and I won't hold it. Say 73, and you got a great net going, buddy. KD4WMX clear back to net control.
Okay, Ken, appreciate that. Yeah, if before I forget to do so myself, while I've got it keyed up here, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And all right, let's go back on our list here. N4KZS. Good evening, Gary.
In the shack and participating in some volunteer work at the Disabled American Veterans. So that's what I do. So I'm going with my gift on Thanksgiving is going to be a country breakfast where I'm going to get up early and go over there and make biscuits, make gravy, and hash browns and eggs, sausages, and all that good stuff, and have it ready for them when they come in for the meet and greet around 10 a.m. Anyway, with that, we'll turn it back to you, 73, and happy Thanksgiving to all from N4KZS.
Gary, your AMS got you. That all went out on FM. I was thinking that my mic had hung up there for a minute, and then I turned another radio up, and I heard everything you said, but it all went out on FM instead of C4 FM. You want to give it another try there?
Okay, well, I don't know what the radios are doing. Somebody might have had it keyed up on FM or something. It's showing it's on digital now. But anyway, we just want to say hello to everybody. Looks like a good group signing in throughout the area, and say 73 and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving there. Everybody take it easy and rest and enjoy the holiday.
Okay, Gary, thanks for checking in. And yeah, I caught that on another radio and got it turned up. So most of what you said, or when you said it the first time, went out on the where I've got the Facebook Live going. But I guess something popped in there and switched your AMS on you. That happens. I know that's why on this 991 I run it for the net. That way it won't do that to me. All right, up next we have KM4X. Good evening, Gary.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Haven't been on the net this big for quite a while, so it's good turnout, and everybody's linked in here. So it sounds pretty good here. So of course, I missed KZS there. Didn't hear anything from him. That explains.
Okay, Gary, thanks for checking in. Yeah, that's one of those things that kind of trial and error or something I dealt with quite a bit when I first started with the fusion radios, and or well, when we changed this repeater over and we put the 6.7 repeater, we put a transmit tone out on it to try to help with that some. But it's, yeah, if somebody keys up on you though, that it'll switch you over. So when I do net control, I always just go straight C4 FM to keep that from happening. But appreciate you checking in with us. That's been a while and, since we talked to you there. All right, up next we have KN4JHW, Powell. Good evening, Powell.
I didn't have a lot to say. I just was wanting to check in. I came in here and listened to you. I may not be able to make our next meeting. I will tell you that. I'm trying to work it out, but I don't know whether we'll make it or not.
Okay, well, no problem. Yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping that I don't get drafted to work the Christmas parade, but I don't think that would happen because I work so much other overtime. They usually have mercy on me on the things I need to be off for. But no, that's fine. Hopefully, you can make it there. Did you have any other comments or? Okay, just making sure there. All right, up next, got K4NRI, Gary in Tennessee. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening, madam. From K4NRI. Get in here and tell everybody have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. That's about all I've got on my mind. And everybody have a good evening.
Okay, Gary, you have a good evening too, and we appreciate you checking in and joining us tonight. I tell you what, that's pretty good list there as far as either retired or current first responders in some form or fashion. There's a few that I know of for sure, at least. So that's we got a good showing there. All right, that brings us to the bottom of the check-in list, so we'll go ahead and open it up. This is N4NT with the Bristol Fusion Net. Any stations like to check in, please call now.
Good evening, Adam. Please check in W8XRW Whiskey 8 X-Ray Romeo Whiskey, Rob in South Charleston, West Virginia.
Okay, Rob, W8XRW got you on the list. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back momentarily. Any other stations like to check in, please call. Okay, Rob, we'll come back to you for comments. W8XRW, good evening.
Well, good evening. Glad I could have the opportunity to check in again. It sounds like your net's starting to grow a little bit, which is always good. Glad I could add my name to the rolls, and it's been a good net to listen to. So not a whole lot from me this evening other than just check in and add my name to the list. It's W8XRW, back to net control.
Okay, Rob, thanks for checking in with us, and thanks for being a regular check-in there as well. And I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. All right, that brings us to the bottom of the list once again. Are there any other stations that would like to check in? Please call now. Okay, I'm gonna take a page out of friend Chris's book there in Georgia, and rattle the bushes just a little bit. As best I can keep up, anyway. I've of the nodes that are connected, I only got one that I haven't seen any check-ins from, so I'm going to open it up for them specifically. That way, we hopefully don't have any doubles. There's a Victor Echo 3 Yankee Romeo Charlie repeater connected. Is there anyone on that that node, that repeater, that would like to check in? Okay, well, I will say thank you. I do notice that node popping up every week, and so if you're just connected for listening pleasure tonight, we're glad to have you either way. And I know there's been some check-ins from it in the past. So one more call before we close up. Are there any other check-ins? Okay, hearing none, are there any stations that checked in that would have anything else for the net before we close? Okay. Well, just a reminder to everybody. Of course, we're here every week at 9:30. Or if our FM net runs a little longer, we may be slightly delayed, but that typically doesn't happen. On this same night, same back channel. We'd like to thank everybody that connected up with us and the new connections and everything. And also a reminder that the Bristol Amateur Radio Club has a Facebook page, Facebook group page, and a YouTube page that anyone and everyone is welcome to join or subscribe. And part of the content that we place on that page is to record nets like this one and upload them for later listening pleasure. And tonight's net actually was successfully broadcast on Facebook Live with no crashes, so I will take that file and transfer it to YouTube probably tomorrow because I have to work in the morning, so I'm not going to stay up tonight and do it. But anyway, we had 5 states represented. At one time, I saw actually currently 13 nodes connected, and did not have any stations outside the USA check in. We did have a node outside the US connected though. So I'd like to thank each one that checked in. And this is N4NT closing the Bristol Fusion Net at 10:03 p.m., returning all connected systems back to normal amateur use. 7-3 and good night.
N4NT, KD4, CCO.
Yeah, go ahead, Dallas. It's N4NT.